Hello friends, welcome back, or welcome if you are new here. My name is Tiffany. Happy Friday. So it is Friday morning. It's about 10:30. I've been up for a little bit, just kind of doing my morning routine. We are off school this week, so it's been nice to just kind of wake up and have slower mornings. And I'm just watching some booktubers on YouTube and kind of planning out the day. We don't really have much going on today. Just gonna take it easy as our last, well, it's not our last day off before we go back to school Monday, but it's our last weekday off. So we've got this weekend and then we're back to school on Monday, starting a new unit study. We're gonna deep dive, no pun intended, into the Titanic and do that for a few weeks. So kind of excited about that. That should be fun. But yeah, it's Friday and Will's working. The kids are still sleeping, letting them have their slow mornings as well. And just wanted to open up the vlog. What is for dinner tonight? Pizza. It's Friday night. We usually do frozen pizza on Friday nights unless the meal plan gets adjusted through the week and like moves around. Pizza is the thing I take off of the meal plan because it's just the easiest to remove, because we have frozen pizzas on hand all the time and it's just the easiest one to remove from the meal plan. But tonight we're just doing frozen pizza, excuse me, and no other plans. So I've been doing a lot of reading, much to surprise to probably none of you, and wanted to update you on the last few books I've read. I haven't vlogged for a few days and I've finished, so the last time I talked to you, I was listening to Vera Wong's Unsolicited Advice for Murderers by Jessie Q. Sutanto, and I finished that one in that vlog and told you about it. And since then, I have finished 2 novellas and 4 novels, like full-length books, as well as started a few more and DNF'd a few of them. So why don't we talk about that? The first novella, here, let me show you my Goodreads. The first novella that I listened to was Hot for Slayer by Allie Hazelwood. This one comes out on September 23rd. I got an advanced listener copy from NetGalley, so thanks to them. It is about a vampire slayer who falls for a vampire. He loses his memory and falls for the person that he's supposed to be hunting. So that was cute. Then I listened to, Time for You by Elizabeth Davis. That one was a time travel romance. Also, it comes out on September 23rd, I believe, from NetGalley. It was about an ER doctor who runs into a man in the street on her bike, and he had time traveled from 1885 to the current time period, and she starts falling for him, and they're also trying to get him back to his family at the same time, and so there's some tension on whether or not, like, they're going to be together or he's going to go back if they can find the way to get home. So that one I gave a 3-star as well. I really enjoyed it. I liked that it wasn't too scientific with the time travel concept, and it just lended just enough to the romance plot that it made it enjoyable. Then I listened to The Honeycrisp Orchard Inn by Valerie Bowman. I gave that one 3 stars. It was a cute, just fall romance, bed and breakfast sort of setting, good, feel good. Yeah, not anything like super special, but 3 stars means I enjoyed it and I would recommend it if you're in the mood for something like that. Then I read on my Kindle A Love Letter to Whiskey by Candy Steiner. This one I gave a 5-star. It was tumultuous, it was angsty, it was, I loved it. It was about the 2 main characters. You've got Bee, the female main character, and Jamie, the male main character, who met in high school, and it's all about how they go through their life and their timing just does not add up. They have the worst timing. They're in love with one another, but it never works out until the very end. So, Love Letter to Whiskey, 5 stars. 7-Year Itch by Amy Dawes is the second in the Mountain Men something trilogy, I think. No, I think there's going to be 4 books in that one. Gave that one 3 stars. It was a enemies to lovers, small town romance. You've got the male main character who is falling for his arch nemesis, who they have not gotten along ever, and it's his brother's wife's best friend. And then the last novella I listened to was Falling by Christina Lauren, or Christina Lauren. I don't know exactly how they pronounce it. Probably Christina Lauren, and I'm just trying to fancy it up. That one is part of the same series as The Hot for Slayer. It's a like Halloween romance series that came out. And that one was about a, what's the word? An immortal who has the gift of persuasion and falls for, or not falls for, because it was very short. It was like an hour and a half audiobook. And they're at a party. She goes with her date, the main female character goes with a date to a party. He leaves her kind of at the party, and she spots this man across the room, and he is an immortal and has the gift of persuasion, but his persuasion does not work on her, and they end up having a romantic encounter, and that's just how that one works. So I gave that one 3 stars as well. It's hard for me to rate a novella much more than 3 stars because they're so short and you can't really pack a ton of like storyline into a novella. So that's kind of why. It's not that it was bad by any means. It was a cute little quick, very quick listen. And that was an advanced listener copy from NetGalley as well. And then, excuse me, hiccups. I did DNF a few books. Last night I tried getting into, let me see if I can pull up. Excuse me. I tried getting into Love and Lattes at Pumpkin Hollow, which was a book that I was getting on Hoopla. It never wants to focus when I do it this way. There we go. I got about 27% of the way in. It was not pulling me in whatsoever. I was not attached to the characters. It was a small town romance. The female main character is trying to save her family's pumpkin farm, or it's not even a pumpkin farm. That's how she tries to save it, is by bringing pumpkins to the farm. And there's a big like business mogul who's trying to buy the property to turn it into like condos or shops or something, and she's trying to save it, and it just wasn't doing it for me. The other one that I tried to start listening to was One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig, and I really wanted to love that one. It had a really good, for some reason it's not pulling up for me. It had a really good overall average rating on Goodreads, and like, let me pull it up, sorry. One Dark Window, there we go. So it looks like this, and it has a 4.27 average rating. I got, again, about 25-30% of the way in, and it was not pulling me in. So I'm either just not in the mood, just kicked off my slippers, sorry. Not in the mood for a fantasy right now, or it just wasn't my style, unfortunately. So that had been on my TBR for many moons, and I attempted it and it just didn't work for me, and that's okay. So I'm currently in the middle of a few. I started a book called The Bright Years by Sarah Damoff. My battery's gonna die. This one I am about 35% of the way in, and it is beautiful, very poetic writing. It is a literary fiction novel. Takes place over the course of 6 decades in 3 different points of view. I am absolutely loving it. If I were to say right now, I'm guessing it's probably going to be a 5-star listen for me. It's got a 4.24 average rating, and absolutely loving it. Let's see if I can finish talking before my battery dies. I'm also about 50% of the way through Heir of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. This one is book 3 in the Throne of Glass series. I'm enjoying it okay. I don't know if I'll continue the series though. It's probably not going to be a 5-star for me. It's got an average 4.45 rating. I know people love it. It's not hitting as well as the first book hit for me. I really loved book 1, and then the book 2 I gave book 1 I gave 5 stars, book 2 I gave 4 stars. Then I listened to the collection. Okay, so my battery did not want to hang out with me until the end of that little bit. So I listened to the collection of novellas, which is the Assassin's Blade book. That one I only gave 3 stars. I could have done without most of the novellas in that book except for the very last one. So I don't know that I am the biggest Sarah J. Maas fan. I read A Court of Thorns and Roses and enjoyed those okay, but they're not my favorite. So I just don't know. It might just not be for me. I will probably finish Heir of Fire because I'm already halfway through it. Some of my closest friends just finished the entirety of the Throne of Glass series and loved it. So that's part of why I started reading it, so that we could kind of talk about it, but I don't know that it's doing it for me right now. Again, maybe I'm just not in the mood for fantasy, which is kind of a bummer because I feel like I'm in the, like, it's entering fall season and I want something like cozy and like gothic academia sort of feel, and that's what I was hoping to get out of One Dark Window. But it wasn't happening, friends. It wasn't happening. So that is my, oh, and then on my Kindle, I haven't started yet, but I currently have pulled up Heartless by Elsie Silver. And that one is book 2 in the Chestnut Springs series. I read the first one on my Kindle not too long ago and really enjoyed it. I think I gave it a 4-star. And I just have not started this one yet. So that's my next one that I'm going to start while laying in bed at night, getting ready for bed. I like to read on my iPad on the Kindle app. So that's enough talking about books for right now. Hopefully you enjoy hearing what I'm reading. I always love to know what you are currently reading, so drop me a comment down below if you have any book recommendations. Right now I'm mostly in the mood for like romance, like some good romance books. Maybe that's why the fantasy books are not hitting for me right now. I don't know. Yeah, so drop me a comment. Let me know what you're reading, or let me know if you have a recommendation for me. I have so many books on my to-be-read list, but what's a few more? I mean, what's a few more? But I am, like I said, really enjoying The Bright Years, and I hope to finish that one today. And the writing is so beautiful. Just the way the author, I wish I was reading it on my Kindle so that I could highlight like parts of the text, because as I was laying in bed last night, just like laying there with my eyes closed with my AirPods in, listening to it, it was just like poetic. It's beautiful writing. I think it's a debut author. I think this is her first book, if I'm not mistaken. And it's got great reviews. It came out in April of this year. Yeah, this is her debut novel. Came out in on April 22nd, so it's still pretty new. And I'm absolutely loving it. So give that one a try if you're in the mood for a literary fiction. I didn't tell you really what it was about. One family, 4 generations, a secret son, a devastating addiction. Texas family is met with the losses and surprises of inheritance, but they're unable to shake the pull back toward each other in this big-hearted family saga, perfect for readers of Mary Beth Keane and Claire Lombardo. So the main characters, Ryan and Lillian Bright, are deeply in love, recently married, and now parents to a baby girl, Georgette. Lillian has a son she hasn't told Ryan about, and Ryan has an alcohol addiction he hasn't told Lillian about. So Georgette comes of age watching their marriage rise and fall. When a shocking blow scatters their fragile trio, Georgette tries to distance herself from reminders of her parents. Years later, Lillian's son comes searching for his birth family, so Georgette must return to her roots, unearth her family's history, and decide whether she can open up to love for them or herself while there's still time. Told from 3 intimate points of view, The Bright Years is a tender, true-to-life novel that explores the impact of each generation in a family torn apart by tragedy, but over time restored by the power of grace and love. So there's the synopsis for you. So I just spent the last few hours listening to The Bright Years, and I finished it as suspected, 5 stars across the board. Might be my favorite book of the year. I love that it's a 5-star, that it has more substance than like your standard romance. I have given 5 stars to a few romances this year, but this one just, it's set apart from the other 5 stars that I have listened to or read this year, and I highly recommend it. So if you are in the market for a new book that is beautifully written, has a plethora of emotions throughout the prose, I would definitely check out The Bright Years. You know that when there's a mess like this at the dining room table, there's a girl like this doing a craft. She's going to show you her newest craft. We picked up a pair of $6 boots from Goodwill yesterday, and she is crafting them to have teeth. She saw a similar project online and she's been wanting to do it, but we haven't had the right boots, and so she crafted the teeth out of clay. She's using hot glue to kind of adhere everything and kind of give it texture. Jackson's yelling in the background, sorry. And then she's going to paint them, and she'll have some spooky boots. How do you feel about that?
Good. I hope the teeth stay.
Yeah, she dropped a boot outside while she was spraying it with acrylic spray, and the teeth came off, some of them, so she's really gluing them on.
I don't know where those
You don't know where that went?
It was obviously on the gums somewhere.
Oh,
but
yeah. Well,
I only care about the teeth.
it's not a perfect project.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out or if it would work the way you needed it to.
Probably could have done some things different, but it's okay.
It's alright. Yeah. She started working with clay, doing stuff like this, which I've shown in a previous video.
This is what I did with the sandworm.
Doesn't want to. What sandworm?
Over there.
Over.
I put it on the craft cart.
Oh, yeah. More craft stuff. She had the sandworm, which is broken, but she did a really good job on it before it broke. Just gotta glue that together if it will even stay. There's another face just chilling here. I like that she put googly eyes in them. Just random clay faces chilling around the house. This is the spray that I said acrylic spray, it's acrylic sealer, gloss finish. She uses this on a lot of her projects to seal the paint. So when she makes like her clay faced stuffed animals, or those little clay faces I just showed you a second ago, or her boots, when she painted on her other pair of white boots, she painted Beetlejuice on them. She uses this to seal everything in. That way the paint doesn't wash off or get smeared or damaged as easily. So Alice's project, she's redoing her shoes. So the clay is cracking because it dried. This is the type of air dry clay. It's the Crayola air dry clay that dries almost like plaster. So it dries hard and heavy, and it's not flexible enough to allow her to wear the shoe. So things are cracking even with the hot glue in there. So she's hoping she can peel everything off. The shoe itself is a very glossy material, so hopefully it'll peel off easily. And we ordered the air dry clay that dries like kind of squishy foam like, where it's a lot lighter weight, off of Amazon, and she's going to craft the teeth out of that and hope that that has more give and flexibility to it for when she wears the shoes. So the life of an artist. I don't know. She asked me what I would do, and I was like, I wouldn't have started this project because I'm not a crafty person. But she's been wanting to do this project for probably a solid month at this point, and we finally found the right shoes to do it. And she's realizing that the way she went about it the first time is not going to work, unfortunately. So she's back to square one. She's peeling everything off right now, and we'll see how that works. Her air dry clay will be here tomorrow, and she can start crafting teeth out of that and gluing that on. You'll have to glue that on because that clay isn't sticky.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure you're aware of that. Anyway, so that's an update on her craft for those of you that like to follow along on her crafting endeavors. I think I'm getting a migraine, so I'm going to pop an Imitrex and put on my massaging heated eye contraption and hope that it kicks it. For me, I can usually tell if I'm getting one because I start getting spotted vision, and that's happening. So I don't know if it's just because I haven't eaten much today. It doesn't feel like that. It feels like my migraine aura, but we'll see. Hopefully the meds will help. I'll show you the eye thing I was talking about in a sec. I had to put it on the charger because it was actually dead. But I'm hoping it can charge for about 15-20 minutes, and then I'll put it on. I absolutely love it. It's great for headaches and like sore, fatigued eyes and whatnot. So this is the contraption. It's currently plugged in, like I said, so it's not going to open all the way, but it goes on like a pair of goggles, and it has music and massage and heat, and I absolutely love it. It's the brand Renpho, R-E-N-P-H-O. I am having some dinner. We were going to have pizza tonight, but everyone kind of already ate. Will ate at work. They had a driver appreciation like luncheon. So he ate, the kids ate like a late lunch. So anyway, it's currently 5:45, and I'm going to have some tostadas. So I just used these, this brand Guerrero tostadas. I mixed 1 can of refried beans with about half a jar of salsa and a bunch of cheddar cheese. Microwaved that. Put that down on the tostada, topped it with some shredded lettuce and Taco Bell fire sauce, and that'll be my dinner tonight. Hello friends, it is currently 7 o'clock. I'm probably going to close this out soon. My head is hurting a bit. The massage eye mask thing did not work to its full advantage, but now I'm just sleepy and sore. I did want to do a quick weight loss update. I had a few of you ask why I stopped doing the weekly updates. Once I hit, I think it was like 16 weeks, so 4 months in on Mounjaro for my type 2 diabetes, I stopped doing the weekly updates because it just seemed like it was getting to be, I mean, redundant. Not in a bad way, just I wasn't sure how much interest there still was, and things weren't like changing much. So as of week 16, I had been down 36.6 pounds since April 24th. So I started taking Mounjaro on April 24th, and then 16 weeks in, I had lost 36.6 pounds. Since then, I am now week 21. I'm down a total of 42.6 pounds. So I've lost 6 more pounds since my last update. So it's starting to slow down. This past week, I only lost like half a pound. But that's kind of to be expected. I am still wanting to lose like 25 to 30 more pounds, ideally, but we'll see how that goes. I'm still on 5 milligrams of injection. I take it every Thursday morning, so I took my shot yesterday. It's still working well for appetite suppression and food noise. It's just part of my weekly routine, and day-to-day kind of varies as far as my hunger levels go. Like today, since I took the injection yesterday I was still kind of hungry. I ate most of my meals yesterday. Today I've had very little hunger. I had a protein shake for breakfast, and then I had that dinner that I showed you, and I also had an energy drink at one point. I think that's all I've had today, and that's probably all I'm going to have. But the closer I get to injection day, the more my appetite comes back up, so I'm able to offset the days where I'm not as hungry, and still just trying to prioritize protein. So like tonight, the bean dip sort of had protein and fiber in it, and the tostadas obviously were carbs, but it was low in calories though. Anyway, so all that to say, things are still going well. I'm still slowly losing, and I just wanted to update you on that. But I think I'm going to close this out because, like I said, I'm feeling kind of wonky now that my headache has sunk in, and get this edited and uploaded for tomorrow. So you will be seeing this the day after I recorded it. I started a new book. All I've done today is basically listen to audiobooks while cleaning and lounging. So it's been a very laid back day. I started People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, and I'm about 50, it doesn't want to focus because why would it? There we go. I am 49% of the way through. It's kind of a shorter one. It's only 10 hours. So I wanted something a little bit lighter. It is a romance. There are some heavier themes throughout the book though. Early onset dementia, and the main character, like how she's dealing with her mother's early onset dementia. And she's 24. She turns 25 in the book. The main male character comes into town and is interested in her, but she's worried that she needs to like take care of her mother. So it's all about her like balancing her life and everything going on in her life. So it's not like a light rom-com style romance. It's more of a, I don't know, it's a little bit heavier than that. But I've liked most of the books, all of the books that I've read by Hannah Bonham Young. All of them have received either 4 or 5 stars from me. So definitely an author where when she releases a new book, I am usually right there on top of it waiting to get it. So anyway, thanks for coming along on another day, friends. Drop a comment, share some love, and I will see you again on the next one. Bye.